Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Road to 10,000. This is going to be episode 39? I could go count them up. It's either 38 or 39. It very well might be 38. We're still rocking Bowser with the Mach 8 and the slim, and by slim tires I obviously mean roller tires. This is going to be recorded directly after the last episode, and if you could tell by my tone at the end of last episode, I'm on the brink. I'm on the brink of being very salty, so we'll have to see what happens in this episode. You could get another PJ Salt on the thumbnail, or you could get a nice laid-back, relaxed episode. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Judging by the fact that I cannot fire hop to save my life right now. I can fire slide just fine. But for some reason my hops just don't have the right pattern. There we go. Jesus. Alright, I heard that blue shell. Unfortunate that we're gonna get blued. But not much you can do, right? Just continue drifting and make on your merry way. Collect 3 more coins. And pretend nothing actually happened, because really nothing did. How did that red shell not hit the banana I dropped, is my real question. I dropped the red shell in the middle, or I dropped the banana in the middle of the road, and red shells travel down the middle of the road. So simple logic would dictate that that red shell that was thrown at me and hit me should have hit my banana. But apparently logic is not followed when you're talking about Mario Kart 8. Razuri is actually tearing it up. He just beat Tiga Tom, who has a 10,000 online ranking. Congrats to Razuri. We're still in the same lobby, as you can tell. We've got Yipram and Razuri in the lobby with us. Like I mentioned last time, if you ever wanted to join me in an episode, just add my Nintendo Network ID, always found down below. I will accept you as a friend, and if you ever see me online, feel free to hop in. Spam good night in the chat to alert me that you know I am one of, you are one of me, I am one of you, whichever. And we shall race together. The other day I actually had a really interesting experience, which I suppose I could talk about because we just got Toad Harbor for the second time in 2 videos. A few episodes back, you may remember, I was talking about that Link on the Master Cycle guy who I could have sworn was item hacking. Or at least suspected him of, because there was at one point while we were racing together a series of 3 races back to back to back. Pro tip, don't trick on the first one, otherwise that'll happen and you'll just fly right over. What I saw was very suspicious, because about 3 races in a row he shock dodged on the final lap, which, if you don't know, if you dodge lightning on the final lap, it's basically a guaranteed win. Let's be completely honest. Everyone else gets stopped and drops their item, and you just keep driving. If it's on lap 3, it's really hard to recover from. As I go aside for the item box, and I miss it, unfortunately, but... Holy, okay. Not faster the way I did it. What happened there? Anyway, I ended up finding him again in another worldwide race, and this time, instead of just deliberately targeting me every time he did something, I realized why he always seems so lucky with items and such. And the reason for that is because he was actually playing 2-player online. Oh, that's just fucking upsetting. Of course, the second I get in the first, there's a blue. It's fine, though. Let's just work our way back up. Drifted off that the wrong way. Hit a banana! Well, let's go the way where you get coins and a boost panel. So why am I driving like utter shit, dude? Come on! Basically what ended up happening was, like I said, he's driving with 2 people. So he's doing the online 2-player online or whatever from the main menu, and what that allows you to do is have 2 people in the same room play the game together. I did it again. I'm just gonna keep this in guard second, because to be completely honest, I'm not gonna catch first when I'm driving like that. That just hit my red shell, but not me. Incredible. They were doing online 2-player, which means it's a split screen online, which means the guy's name, by the way, is Big Fudge 27. He was from Colorado with some other guy, and I assume what it is, oh, dude, you pulled shock, perfect, let me wait for a star, and then, etc. So obviously it's 2 guys just helping each other better themselves with winning, and I had no problem with it this time around, because he wasn't getting so lucky that it appeared like he was item hacking, put it that way. But the thing that did piss me off was the fact that I still am not 100% on the fact that, like, he's just so bloody lucky. It's to the point where you're like, you're scratching your chin, suspicious. Is what's going on here? For instance, on one race on Mario Circuit, you know the track that I always front run like crazy because it's my most time trial track. I was in first by about 15-20 seconds on lap 3. I got blue shelled on the very last corner right in front of the glider. It's fine, I just instantly reset my momentum. He pulled a bullet bill out of nowhere, and not only that, but beat me with it at the line. Now obviously it could just be me being salty, me being upset, but he pulls shit like that on like a race basis. It's just very suspicious. Like I said, he finally left the lobby, and the people who I was racing with, a lot of people did join me that day. I believe about 4 or 5 people who have added me on Wii U from this series were racing with me in that lobby, and when he left we raced maybe 10 more races until we called her quits. And what ended up happening is there's a really old tournament thing called Only Shrooms, and it was from back when the first DLC was just released, so it's only DLC 1 and the original tracks. And basically what it is it's just 150cc with the only item being mushrooms. And what it's for, it was, one day I was searching random tournaments to join, and I found that one. I joined it. What it was a clan all racing together, practicing their shroom strats, and instead of making the lobby private, they just made it public, because they assumed no one was stupid enough to join. Well, they didn't know me. But, yeah, no, it was kind of interesting, because basically what it allows you to do, like I said, is just practice, okay, I have a shroom on this part of the track. Where should I use it? Is it faster to use it here? Is it more effective to save it in case I don't get another shroom? It basically allows you to play around with different shroom strategies. So if you ever see me online in that one, and you just see me front running like crazy, don't be afraid to join and just test some things out. I didn't win all the races in that either. I came 3rd once out of 4 people, 2nd a few times. Like, the people I race with that have joined me in this series are definitely not bad at the game. It's actually kind of impressive how good some of them are, especially considering not all the techs they have down. Which brings me to a main point. A lot of people, friends on PMs and Skype and such and Twitter, have asked me to teach them how to play Mario Kart 8 and make a video showing off all the different techs. I am planning on making a video showing off all the different techs. Don't you worry your silly little faces. I think the way it's going to be is actually a 3-part series. One of them involving all of the main techs, one of them involving just the basic shit, and one of them involving a course-by-course thing. Because that's really how you play this game. Sure, you can fire hop, sure, you can demon slide, sure, you can do all the techs, but it's not going to help you much if you race like utter ass. And even if you race well, aka know how to drift, know how to control drifts, know how to break drift, just in general control of your kart, even if you know how to do that well, and you know how to fire hop and all that, you're still not going to do too well if you don't know the tracks. So really there's 3 stages to learning this game, and only one of them is the text, which is why when people's like, please make a video explaining how to fire hop and slide and soft drift and shit, it's important, yes, but there are times, like if you look at the Mario Kart 8 world record history, which is something I love doing in my spare time, the world records that came out right around the release of the game for like the first 4 or 5 days, None of them had fire hopping. None of them had sliding. In fact, sliding wasn't discovered for like 5 months into the game. So it's possible to get very good times without hops or slides. And you know how they did it? With just good driving. Which brings me to my main point. Get good at the game before you start worrying about slides and hops and such. And the best way to do that is to just play it. Get used to the tracks. Get used to how the physics in this weird-ass game work. Because slides and hops, they won't win you races. They can keep you leads and they can pass you people, but you're not going to win a race just because you can fire hop. You're going to win a race because you're better at the game than other people. And the main part of the game is knowing how to drive. And yes, hopping is an important part of that, but it's not the only part of that. Speaking of fire hopping, this is the most difficult fire hopping section in the entire game, which I almost did, but I had a very poor alignment going into it. There's also a new strat right here, which I just cannot do. It's drift off the first leaf, drift off the second leaf, but I don't know when to release my drift on the first leaf without tricking. It seems like the margin for tricking is absolutely massive, and no matter where you release that first mini turbo, it results in a trick, and it's kind of driving me insane because I just want to know how to do it. It's quite a bit faster. It's like 0.2 faster. Anyway, enough rant. We're at 11 minutes, which means this is the third race, I believe. I would assume so. Hi. I turn around just to shell him in the face. That's what you get for driving as Link, to be completely honest. No mercy. I don't know if we've ever raced on Cloudtop Cruise before. I know I've mentioned it a few times as being my worst track and blah blah blah, I wouldn't mind getting it. But I don't know if we've ever actually raced on it before. So welcome to Cloudtop Cruise. It's based off Super Mario Galaxy. It's beautiful, the music is awesome. It has a really difficult fire hopping section right here, which I just failed twice, 3 times. Jesus Christ. And it also has an obnoxiously hard high glider at the end, where instead of landing there, you land about where I am now from the glider. And believe it or not, it's faster. But like I said, it's just straight up difficult to do. Looking at the minimap, it appears as though Yipram came second and Razuri came third, unless I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to work out what happened there. Was that 4 races? Baby Park, this track. You know what? I'm at 14 minutes, and I've already done a kind of longer episode, and there's going to be a longer episode coming up in a few for episode 40. So I think I'm going to call it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Less salty than it could have been, that's absolutely for sure. It had the potential to be a real salt fest because of how I was feeling coming into it, but hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless, and I hope to see you next time. As you can see, Chum Chow just joined as well. Sorry boys, I'm finding a new lobby, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you in the very next one. Bye.